Oh, hey, how you doing? So this is the Such Bullshit Podcast, episode 9. And by the way, that was just completely staged. I knew that it was already going. Um, so tonight, as I go and hand out this URL like it's candy on Halloween, going trick-or-treating for all little kiddies, let me grab that link real quick. Usually takes a good 10 seconds to generate on YouTube side. Here we go. Nice. Nice. Excellent. I'm gonna drop that in my Discord. Okay. And now, mind you, my thumbnail right now is currently in progress. I'm open mic, episode 9. The last couple episodes kind of were it was more like a, yo, Maris, man, how you doing, Warfare? I got my Oreo latte, so to speak. Mm. Mm. Tastes good. It's just really good. That's all I've been drinking these last few weeks. So, I'm going to talk about how Japan Post, like in particular Japan Post, because they have no reason to be shut down because it's the China virus, not the Japanese virus. I mean, yeah, the virus is pretty much everywhere. I'm not going to deny it. It's over in Italy, it's over in France, it's over in every other country under the fucking sun just about. Let me just give an experience as to why I'm complaining about Japan Post. Over on eBay, because the fact that I collect N64 games, I got this huge fucking list right here. It's pages upon pages. It doesn't fucking end. And I this is a formulated list from both the Wikipedia and my own list. And it just goes on and on. There's almost 1,000 games here. And some of them, if not most of them, are Japanese exclusive. So I have to go to Japan Post in order for, that country's post office to ship out to me. On average, it costs like, I don't know, $6 to maybe $16 US dollars to ship. Well, you go on these eBay auctions and they'll sell something for like, say, $62, but then you look down below and it says, oh, shipping from Japan, $16 or $12. You're thinking like, oh, that's reasonable. Okay, new game, still in the box seal, whatever. That's a decent price. And then you go to order it and you do buy now and you go through it and then the seller gets back to you. Oh, sorry, man, it's DHL shipping. You gotta charge you $20. Would you pay the extra? I'm like, the fuck? This is not what I, agreed on. Like, you don't even have DHL as an option on fucking eBay unless you go all the way down and change the shipping method from the buyer. And some of the buyers don't even have it as an option. They have it preset because the buyer can control the shipping options on eBay. So it's like a huge what the fuck. Excuse me, that's good. It's really good. Oh, how you doing, Warfare?
Man, you should be drinking Coke.
I should be drinking Coke and not an Oreo latte. It's an energy latte. I needed some chocolate and sugar. Kind of cringe. I don't have Coke on me, unfortunately. You should blame Coke. They don't have Baja Blast.
Just buy some.
I would, but my convenience store doesn't have any Coke. Fun fact, actually, about that, since we're talking about distributing. The Coke company currently is running short on hands, and they're having computers and robots replace them in the factories. So they don't have many drivers. Because they're not making deliveries on time. It's been like that for the last good 4 or 5 months ever since COVID hit. And every delivery's been late. It's never been on time. And it was like that even before that. But if you can't even get a fucking delivery on time and you're coming 3 days late and you don't have all the product on hand, what the fuck are you even doing at your company? It's good though. Probably gonna be drinking that the whole stream. Get used to it.
Bro, do you have like a Walmart near you? Just go to Walmart.
I don't want to
Pick
go
up,
to
like, a
Walmart.
12-pack.
I don't want to go to Walmart.
Too bad, you gotta do it.
It's far as fuck. I don't want to. But Japan Post, like, yeah, how about this? Like, air travel is banned, right? So you can still travel to another country. Nothing stops a person.
15 minutes to Walmart is not far.
It's still far. It's an hour and a half to walk to Walmart. Do you really want me to walk to a 24/7 Walmart or drive up there at midnight, which right now I don't feel like getting gas. Go all the way up there. That and every gas station's closed right now. Just to go get a Coke. You really want me to walk for half an hour to go get a Coke?
I mean, you're kind of oversimplifying it, but I guess, yeah.
Oversimplifying it, you're... I can't get fucking Coke right now. I want to, but, you know. Some good stuff. It's delicious. I didn't have me dessert today. Or any other day, but, you know. So, Japan Post... You know, I'm trying to stay on topic here. Japan Post, you know, their whole country, they shut down their universal shipping method. That's like the United States Post Office shutting down. An equivalency. I mean, at least internationally. But you can still ship shit internationally anywhere else. It's just Japan Post only. But the country is not limiting, you know, other distributors or other mailing services. They're still sending shit overseas. They're still sending shit by air, by whatever means necessary to get it to the other countries. They're not fucking stopping a beat. They're still doing it. That's what makes no goddamn sense. You know, what if China wasn't completely barred off and we were still getting mail unrestricted from that office? But then, you know, there's secondhand companies like FedEx, or maybe there's some private Chinese company that I don't know about, like Wukong Mailing or something. You know, what if they started getting banned, but the actual Chinese post office is open? If that's a thing over there, I don't know. But it wouldn't make any fucking sense from the get-go, because at that point, you're just funding, you know, private business-owned mailing companies. It's fucking obvious, clear as day. Shit's been closed. Japan Post has been closed since April. It's now, you know, fucking September? Well, no, is it? I don't even know what fucking month it is anymore. Yeah, it's fucking September, man.
It is September.
I thought it was August. See, this is how fucking much. This is how much I don't look at my clock. Please excuse me.
Man, Maris, I do want to know, so.
What?
How come you don't have the Waldo suit yet?
That is going to be in episode 100. Promise.
Promise?
The episode 100 promise. I'm promising it now on episode 9. Please reference.
Okay.
If I forget,
I'm
it's going to be
remembering
101.
Okay, but you know, I bet you're gonna just make exactly 99 episodes and then stops the series.
Might be my plan. Might be my plan.
How much you would bet?
$1. At least
you
one.
accept Bitcoin.
At least one. Oh, there's no
You do it.
Bitcoin. There's no Bitcoin. Oh god! No, don't even talk. Don't even get me started on digital. We cryptocurrency mining. That thing's just a whole. Okay, realistically, you could make money on rigs, but it's such a small amount unless you own so many rigs and you're running them in your house. At that point, you're just heating your entire house. That's free heating in the wintertime, but summertime, you do not want to do cryptocurrency. Even with liquid cooling, you couldn't convince me. I should have drank this whole thing before the stream. I really should have. I'm just being smug as fuck. I really am. I really am. Like, DHL is charging $20, right now. If you go on eBay and you start looking up, like, say, some Japanese NES game or a console or whatever, it's over in Japan, and you find something, how about, I don't have it in front of me, but how about we do N64 Japan. Here is a, let me see. I'm trying to find a decent,
But man, these past few days have been really hard.
Why have they been really hard?
Because I haven't been to Costco lately.
You haven't been to Costco.
Yeah, and Costco, they got these big, like 35 packs of Coke. And I really want one.
35.
Right.
I'm having an existential crisis. I really am. At just hearing that. Why 35? Why not 36? It's such an odd number.
No, because there's Pepsi does 36 packs. Therefore, Coke just has to do 100.
So they're lower than Coke?
Pepsi just like
God
barely
damn it.
one up to Coke on that.
God damn it, I can't even fucking focus on my... Then again, I'm winging this topic as usual. I'm trying to find an actual good representation of what happens when you try to buy from Japan. But right now, I searched up N64 Japan shipper on eBay, and I'm getting a lot of N64 knockoff games and repos. So that's great. That's lets me know it's not just China, it's Japan too. But for the most part, any shipper that you find, this is Japan Post or shipping from Japan, doesn't even matter if they're using DHL or not. If it's not dead on fucking $20, they will fucking recharge you back and refund you. It's not like I didn't want the item or anything, or I was paying more than the shipping's fucking worth to begin with, but why even, fucking list it at that point? It just doesn't, make any sense. And then you're going to claim that, oh, well, it's shut down because of COVID. Well, why isn't DHL shut down because of COVID? Now, nothing against DHL. What?
I have some Powerade in the fridge. What was your favorite flavor of Powerade?
You got green?
What like melon?
The green one. Hello. Hey, Rudy. What's up?
You want me to give
Rudy,
you
thanks for joining me. I am in my Discord voice channel and podcast channel. You can join anytime. You can talk as much as you want. It is open mic, as all my bullshit podcasts are. I'm talking about the Japan Post, how they, they've been shut down since April, yet private companies, shipping companies, like DHL are still open. They've been open since they've closed. And, they're still spreading COVID, but they're charging like $20 to ship something that's, as light as this fucking comb, nothing more than a couple ounces. It's private-owned bullshit that I could see, the Japanese government getting a nice tax break from DHL while they collect all the money. It's...
Yeah, but I drank the green one already.
You drank the green one?
Yeah, so you like red?
I like the red one.
There's a white one.
I think I have a red one laying in my studio somewhere. I don't know. I usually have unopened cans of stuff that just in bottles.
Okay, yeah, I'll just leave. I'm gonna go drink some Powerade.
You're gonna go drink some Powerade now?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Alright, good luck on your Powerade adventure.
Okay. That matters.
Alright.
Yeah, you gotta say bye-bye.
Alright, bye-bye, Warfare. Oh, man. I will. I see you doing one now. I will jump in. Are you gonna come in, Rudy? I'm in the podcast. All you have to do is click it. All you have to do is click the channel. Or where my name is, the podcast wording. I don't know. Discord's a little weird. This is delicious. So anyone who's just joining in or just flirting around as a participant, Rudy recently completed a no-hit, or not, I'm sorry, not a no-hit, a no-death run with his wife of guerrilla warfare, or guerrilla war, I'm sorry, and it is a top-down, really hard bullet hell type game. Where do I click at? You click at Podcast Live under voice channels in my server. It should. You just have to click the text, podcast-live, and it should just automatically put you in here. I should really make a thing to where people know that's how you can join, like an actual link. Let me see here. Let me get the text. Let me pull this right. So, like, underneath general voice channel. Why do I still have adventure mode on? Herp derp. The text, I'm gonna outline. No fill. Oh,
Testing?
there you go. Yep,
Can you hear me?
You got in. You got
Oh,
in.
damn. Okay, there it is.
Yeah, I that was a piss poor crop, but I got it. I gotta turn you down ever so slightly. There we go. Underneath general voice channel. Why do I still have? Yeah. So I was just talking about how you know, Japan Post has been like pretty much scamming people on eBay. It's been scamming the U.S. and all the taxes just to collect some money, and it's DHL that's doing it. Japan Post won't reopen.
Oh, damn. Okay, there it is.
Yeah, I that was a piss poor crop, but I got it. You might want to mute both the stream while you talk to me, because it's repeating.
Oh, yeah, I can see it. Okay. So just
I-
mute
I'm- How has been like pretty much scamming people on eBay.
Can you hear me okay now?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. There was some weird feedback. I was like, I was getting.
yeah, it's coming from your speaker or whatever. I don't really know, but I don't hear it as much now, which is good. So Japan Post, as I said multiple times already, has still been closed since April. They have not announced when they're coming back up. And let's say, for example, if you wanted to buy, you know, a Japanese exclusive game from a seller in Japan, where it would normally be like $6 to maybe $12 to ship. Guess what? Even if you pay $60 to $70 for the item plus that shipping amount, you know, they have to pay $20 to DHL shipping in order to get it to you. And if you don't receive it, I mean, well, not that if you don't receive it, but like, they're a company that, even under the pandemic, they're still sending shit out, but they're doing it at a taxed out the ass amount that is just disgustingly sickening. And it's not ethically right. And yet eBay is still supporting that. They're still supporting the idea of, you know, open trade. There's no problem with that. The problem is, you know, Japan Post is closed and you have this private company that's profiting all that money rather than the Japanese government making that money. And I don't know why they haven't taxed DHL out the ass for it. I mean, I don't know what's the difference between them and the Japan Post. Could you explain to me what you think the difference would be there? Because I don't see a difference.
Well,
I think it's bullshit.
I haven't made any. I haven't bought anything from Japan since for years in yen. In yen currency, of course, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I haven't bought anything from Japan since. Let's see. Since the last thing I bought from Japan, I bought from a from a middleman, a broker for the arcade game for the video game Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. So that'll be back in. I bought it off Yahoo Japan because that's where you get I was getting my imports, all those goods. So that was a couple years back. That I would say, oh god, it's been a while. Maybe 5 years.
Yeah, because I don't know if you can see on my stream right now, but it'll probably be a 30-second delay. But I got all this. I got multiple pages of games I'm going to be buying, and like near half of them are in Japan. I got this whole booklet. This is like 15 pages of fucking shit I gotta buy. If not 20. I think it's closer. I think it's 21 pages, but it's a crap ton of games. I'm going to try to own every N64 game, but the problem is I can't ship and buy shit from Japan. If every little game I'm going to be buying, I'm paying an additional $20 for every game. That's like a new sports game.
Well, let me just tell you this. I don't. So you say in Japan itself is you're getting the European effect where you have to pay customs.
Essentially, because it's private customs, but
Right,
the
right.
government still lets it open during a pandemic.
Oh.
That's what makes no sense.
Anything you buy from Europe, right? Anything you buy from Europe, let's say right, you're going to pay. Forgot what they call it. It's a taffer. It's a different kind of deal, like a custom deal, and it'll cost you. It could cost you a pretty penny. So depending on what you buy, let's say you buy an item that's easily over 100, right?
Yeah.
You're not careful, you might end up paying like $70. I'm not bullshitting you not. You know, I'm talking about. That's not shipping. That's like a side price.
Yeah.
You know,
I know.
like a custom price. So that
But
in Japan-
no, it's like Japan Post. If you were doing international and you were shipping to the U.S. or into Mexico or in any other country, you were still paying the taxes as that transaction between countries. You know, but with DHL, this private company that, you know, I support this company. I like them. They have a good track record. Their shit that they ship out is not ever damaged. I've never had a problem with them. I have shipped a lot of electronics through them. I've shipped a lot of machines through them. I've made a lot of money with that company. But when it comes to these small, say, iffy, I don't know, like here's my wallet, right? Not even a couple ounces to ship to Japan. I have to pay $20 just to ship something, you know, a paperweight. $20, and it's because Post is down. They want to overcharge people for international, just so it goes through the fucking what is it? U.S. customs and all that, and all international customs around the world. But why should anyone have to pay that much money just for a small item to go through customs without being checked? You know what I'm saying? It's like the whole purpose to customs is to check things that are sketchy, but here you're paying a private company just to get around the COVID law, you know, the COVID laws that people and legislators are throwing out to prevent shit.
Well,
And then it's passing customs without even being looked at.
you could try a middleman, have like an importer, like someone you trust. This doesn't. You have to know. It has to sort of be like a trust deal, where a middleman, or I guess you could call it. I don't know if you could call it a broker.
I don't do that. I don't do that. I do directly to me. No questions asked. No bullshit.
No middleman, right?
No, because you can't trust the middleman with overseas. You could be charged a lot of fines for that.
Okay, yeah, because I used to trust. Well, when I did it,
If it was in the U.S., and if the transactions were within the U.S., I wouldn't have a problem with, you know, eBay does it a lot. There's a lot of eBayers that people reach out to say, hey, here, sell my stuff. And then they take that product and they sell it. And then when you go to ask them for a picture, you know, more details, because it's the seller or the property owner that gave the picture to the seller. The seller's like, well, I can't get any more pictures for you. That pretty much is an indicator that the seller's in the middleman. I encounter that a lot. I don't particularly look for a middleman. They're just there. You know, it happens within the country because that's okay. But
it's just that you never bought anything from Japan Yahoo, right? Like I'm talking about.
I have.
Like,
a long time ago, long damn time ago.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
At that point, if I'm gonna get a middleman, I might as well just take a fucking plane ticket to Japan and just go to an N64 shop and just buy up everything with all my money, drop like $6,000 into it and leave.
That would be my dream to go with Ken to one of those, to a shop where they have all the goods.
I would just like empty the fucking shop and I say, yeah, this whole shop, I want you to ship out on a wood crate to the, your Japan post, and I want you to put it safely in this wood crate. I would drive the wood crate out to them in a fucking truck, and I'd just tell them, dump it all into the fucking truck out back, or into the crate. And I would take the crate, wrap it the fuck up, and I would take it back to the post and say, hey, send this shit back to my house. And then get back on the plane and go back home with it, and then open it up when it arrives and be like, oh shit, thousands of dollars of every game I could possibly want Japan imported. Oh yeah. And then I could just be a, Japan import seller in the U.S. But at that point, you don't want to go for a middleman. You just want to go out there and get the shit yourself.
Right.
My only fear is getting stranded in another country.
Yeah, you don't want to end up being what they call the famous tourist trap.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Don't be dumb and be careful with anyone that tourist hunters that they might try to give you the guide and all that.
Oh yeah.
They might be robbers or someone. That's a classic in any country. You know what I mean? In any country. So it's like if they say you're a foreigner, you don't know. They see you're not around there. They're gonna try to take advantage of you. Be careful with that. I don't know how Japan works, but I heard that monks be following you. Like they put something on you and they'll literally follow you everywhere. They're supposed to be like phonies. And then they want money and all that. Ain't that weird? Would you like to have your own monk?
My own what?
Monk. A Shaolin monk.
I don't know about that.
No, I'm not being funny. No, I'm being dead serious. I'm saying
An actual monk that follows me the whole day and I gotta pay him?
No, it's a fake. It's a fake monk. He gives you something. He puts it on the tourist over your head, and he'll follow you all day. Sort of like a, I don't know, like a tourist friend or something. But they're actually beggars.
Snipman, this is so sad. What do you mean this is so sad, Snip? Snip, what's going on? They continue talking, Rudy. I don't know what he was saying.
Oh.
But I do want to definitely, at one point in my life, travel out of the country at least a couple of times. I have only ever left the country twice. So, it was once to Canada, and another time it was out on an island. So technically I don't know if I was still within the U.S. per se, but I was on some random ass island. I think like up north further into Canada, possibly even Alaska. I don't know where the fuck it was. But I was like 4. That was a long fucking time ago. It was when I was a kid. I traveled with family for that. I don't even remember where. Or if that was even a thing I did at all.
I don't know.
Oh, man.
Yeah, sorry that I didn't do a stream myself. It's that I don't know if you know today is I just turned 45.
You just turned 45, damn. That's insane.
I don't. And let's just say for obvious reasons, I wasn't in stream. I also came all day.
Just had to hit you with that ironic, so sad meme. Oh, man. I got a message from Filmmaker. That's cool. See, like, I get exhausted every other day. I come online, I look around. You know, I got people who are so mad. I don't understand why people get so agitated over the smallest detail. My, the 10th podcast episode I have planned out way in advance. I'm actually going to be touching on these, the touchier subjects of people that are subjected to self-hate to the point where they pull the race card like it's candy.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a nice defining speech.
Well, no, there's
What?
been. Oh, I want to bring up a topic, but I don't know if
No,
it might be.
bring it up. I don't care. Bring it up.
Do you think? Do you think? Um, poli- speaking of politics, could destroy friendships?
Speaking of what?
No.
Politics?
Yeah. There shouldn't be mixed.
No, no, I don't think it should be a thing that destroys friendships. Everyone's got their own view. I mean, my aunt, who's my boss, is also a socialist libertarian. And I told her, she's like, I'm not communist. I'm not communist. I'm like, well, that's what technically a socialist libertarian is technically a communist. She's like, how dare you? You're my nephew. You call me a communist? I'm like, technically, that's your political stance. You said to yourself. So, and then I explained it, and they're like, oh, okay. People get really offended very easily. These kind of people, they're snowflakish. If they're going to claim that they're this and this in a political stance and view in this day and age and not understand what it means, they have no reason to get upset by one terminology. Okay? It doesn't make any fucking sense. Everyone associates, oh, communism is bad. Okay, well, what about, our country? What's so bad about our country right now in the U.S.? The U.S. is constantly fucked up. We have riots all around the fucking world right now. Our economy has gone to shit, even though it was good before all this. And, yeah, our growth is actually at an all-time low. As ever unseen fucking before. Our unemployment rate is so fucking high, I don't think there's ever going to be a way to change it. There are not enough jobs going on. We're slowly getting our jobs back, but everyone's sitting on their unemployment still. Because they're getting paid more to sit on their ass than to work. So, I mean, when you say, hey, with talking about political beliefs, destroy friends, if it makes someone feel that snowflakish to the point to where they'll end the friendship with you over that, I'd say fuck them, they're a lost cause. Because they gotta really nut up to adulthood when you really think about it. Just looking around at the world, that's what, knowing politics means, is that you nut up, you put your nuts on the table and say, hey, look, this is what I believe in. And, if you push your political beliefs, be like, oh, you're a piece of shit leftist, oh, you're gonna go out and terrorize people. No. Fuck no.
Well, see, that's sort of what's. I won't put names. I won't name it at the extreme, but it's like, and my wife she did something really nice for me for my birthday, really nice.
Yeah.
She made a she made a Che Guevara, an Ernesto Che Guevara tribute. You know what I'm saying, that happy birthday to me, right?
Right.
So she put it on her wall, and it's, some people exploded with hate over it, and it completely derailed the birthday post that my wife gave me. And I was thinking, I didn't want to do nothing like any debunking, because these people are actually my friends. I don't know how to say this. I gotta be careful what I say.
No,
it's like,
don't worry about it.
I'll speak freely, but I'll speak freely in a way that, in a way that's.
Well, I'll make it simplistic for you. Do you view it as bullshit?
No, the thing is.
No. I mean, like, the people getting mad at you for just posting, or mad at your wife for just posting a friendly, happy birthday post.
Yeah, it was. Well, see, here's the thing: I think it's because it's the ideology of America is based on the Americana way of thinking, about everything. You know what I mean? The nooks and crannies. You know what I mean, of everything, and how they tell you from the sources are going to tell you exactly, that this is what it is and this is what it is. With the media, and you know what I mean, documentary, biography, and all that, and but that wasn't even the point of that, because Ernesto Che Guevara is viewed by Americans as a communist, a murderer. That's how they see him, a murderous, a racist, and all that. And that's actually entirely not true, because I showed my wife, and my wife doesn't support racism, and my wife doesn't support murders, or nothing like that.
What people, and not to cut you off, what people don't understand is, a racist is the type of person that will go, and I shit you not, Data Gods posted a video of this one individual, is the type of person who will set someone on fire just for the color of their skin. That's a fucking true racist. The person that will go out and IRL harm someone. Not this, this person will go online and just go on camera and say the N-word. Or say any racial slur in the book. Because then you could sit there, and I'm gonna in my next episode. I don't want to really spoil too much, but you have a TV show, classic TV show by Trey Parker and Matt Stone, South Park, Wheel of Fortune, Randy Marsh. There's an episode where it literally says N_GGERS, and the term was people who annoy you, and then there's a little black camera guy that comes out and he's just like, with a really angry stare, and Randy just outright says the N-word on television. No one cared. We all thought it was funny. Because it's poking fun at the sensitivity of a word that could be easily blown up. And then you got all the people in the background online like, oh, that show's so bad, it's evil, you're evil, I'm a snowflake, I'm gonna spread hate because I'm sad. That's what that is. That's just pussy shit to me. If I were to say right now, let's just pretend the word bottle is worse than the N-word. It is like the N-word had a baby with every single hate slur in the world. Okay, what if I just started saying bottle this, bottle that, bottle? Immediately somebody's gonna think that, oh, you're the huge, biggest piece of shit on the planet. We're gonna dox you. We're gonna make your life a living hell. All over a fucking word. Not a thought, a word. It's stupid. It fucking really is. I just laugh at it. Okay? I laugh.
Oh, I see. Well, Maris, that's what he's, like I said about politics stuff, especially very sensitive ones, because in America, a lot of the stuff is obviously censored. It's evident even on video games. We got, okay, for once, we have Bionic Commando for the NES and the arcade. Right, which is actually in Japan it's called Top Secret. It's based on futuristic Nazis. So they took up the swastika and they put it on a bird, what they call the albatross, which is the type of that's an actual type of bird of a name, a big bird. And they changed it. They take the swastikas out and they put out a bird, like a bird symbol looking thing. You know what I mean?
Final Fantasy 1 had swastikas and the original Japanese release, and then in the English one they got rid of it. It happens.
Right, it happens, and a lot of other things. And another bigger note to that is that the swastikas is actually a modified version of a spirit symbol. Like
I know the history of swastikas.
Oh,
I know.
You know what? Yeah, you know what's up.
Yeah, I know that the Nazi symbol technically means love and peace. That they just used it for the means of war to spread that in the attempt to show that they are not all for that. But immediately when someone sees that symbol, they think, oh my god. You're evil. You should be condemned online, but they don't know what the symbolism even fucking means. Like, believe it or not, the symbolism for the Triforce was actually used in suburban wars far, far long ago, back when it's fucking samurai and shit in Japan, feudal Japan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. I didn't.
They would walk around with them big ass rectangular looking fucking flags, and there'd be some Triforces on it. They had a bunch of different clan symbols, but Triforce was one of them. That was a long, long time ago. That was before even fucking Nintendo existed. That just goes to show you, symbols do get reused, repurposed, and rebranded. But the moment someone uses something for hate, it's permanently hate. Okay, so what about the history of that symbol before it?
Right.
Fuck the history, I guess, right?
I'll tell you something even bizarre to that as well is in World War II. You notice that you don't see any movies that has any black Nazis that worked for the Axis. You see none of them. You have noticed that none of them.
No.
That's because there was at the time there was racism against black people, and they didn't want to give black people any credit for it. Any credit, and especially not in that form. You know what I mean?
No.
There's been how do you say? There's been actual. I'll just say it this way to be more appropriate, just in case I might offend people by using the word Nazi. German soldiers, or German stormtroopers that were actually in the service along with the Germans as black people that worked under the wing, with them, So it's like there's this you never see in the movies. You'll never see that, or it might not even possibly in video games. I haven't seen any video games that has German black people as enemies, combatants or anything like that. So that says that something is wrong there. It's not accurate.
It's not. Yeah, it's not accurate. Yeah. To speak of accuracy, I played L.A. Noire for the first time in my life. Not even about a month ago. I think I recall saying it in the Discord. It's like, oh, this game's awesome. I want to stream it. I want to do a first time playthrough of the whole game. And then as I'm playing through it, there is a lot of racism. And I'm like, well, this is what it was like back then. They got this shit right. And then I go online, and then people are pissed off at Rockstar for the game. I'm like, well, what the fuck? What was wrong with it? It was historically accurate.
It's better. Better.
It's funny. Germany got pissed off because we released Call of Duty World at War because it showed, in retrospect, Hitler escaping and all that stuff. What was wrong? It was historically accurate. Are we not allowed to broadcast an art of history without some snowflake racist saying, okay, you can't do this. This is bad. It's not good. It's not good. We gotta censor it. Fuck off with you.
Yeah, and right, and that's exactly what happened to another game the one that you just mentioned, the one that me and my wife did a co-op.
I'll be clear. If L.A. Noire didn't have that racism, that black guy at the train station, he literally word for word says that he's an N-word, in old-timey fashion. Let's just rewind back to that point in time. They talked just like how they would back then. They drove around in the same vehicles as they did back then. Everything was historically accurate. Now, if they had only white people in that game, I would not have played it. I would have put it down and been like, how is this fucking historically accurate? Like, I wouldn't have fucking looked at it any other different. It's... How do I put this? You can't claim people are racist while trying to alter history for your own manipulatable means. Like, you can't make a scenario... And I had someone accuse me of this the other fucking day on my TG timeline, like some little prick. He's like, oh, you took a video clip of Kong Off 2, Australia. It shows, what was it? Richie Knuckles. He's getting angry, and you're claiming it's him from 2012. I'm showing a clip of that, and it shows that it's from fucking, Australia 2018, and it's just Richie. It doesn't have, Jordan Adler in it. So who cares? You got people who are like, oh, you're trying to manipulate the footage to add in and manipulate the scene of information. That's what you seem to have a narrative for doing. I'm like, fuck off with you. I didn't edit the clip. Fuck off with you and suck my ass. Like, really, I took the clip that I found unedited and I put it on a fucking video. I mentioned 2012 they got into a fight, and in 2018 he was pissed. Because he didn't want to do Kong Off 2 again. You got people like that who get upset and disgruntled over basic, understanding of how to fucking read and how to creatively see, oh, this is the creative angle that he was trying to show. He's trying to show, A, guy was mad. B, he didn't want to do the thing. C, it reminded him of the bitterness of 6 years ago. And then he's trying to justify him being a good person. I shut that kid down immediately. Without a second thought. I'm like, your hero Richie that you're defending and you're trying to make a good person out of is also responsible for trying to get a fucking cabinet off a dead man? 5 years out of line with no ownership property rights? Fuck off with you. Haven't heard from him since. Yeah, really sad pieces of shit that want to defend something like that. And, I try to restrain myself and withhold that, but I could not. You got people that really need to shut the fuck up and open their eyes a little bit more and try reading online. Then again, it's already public knowledge that, Rudy had that board of Splatterhouse, but I'm not going to get into that. What I want to get into my last 15, 16 minutes of this podcast, because they try to keep these podcasts, literally under an hour so people don't complain, oh, you're ranting for over an hour, The mailing voting for the U.S. was halted, or is being claimed to be halted by the Attorney General. I'm subscribed to change.org and their petitions and shit, just so I would occasionally get something that's laughable. Like, oh, we're change.org is going to sue Attorney General, the postmaster, for manipulating the mail and preventing people from voting. Why not just do online government voting? You got COVID going on. Why not just do the first ever online mailing voting system and not manipulate it? Like, how hard would that be? Like, you think mailing, you wouldn't manipulate the vote? Like, has that not happened in the U.S. already? People don't vote, and you always hear that one person's like, oh, every vote counts. No, the fuck it doesn't. It never does. And you hear the song "Vote or Die, Motherfucker," and you really sit there and you're like, does this last vote really matter when someone can just, burn my mail at the post office? I've had mail of mine stolen right out of the outside post box. At the very bottom when it was emptied out. You know them drop boxes outside? I lost about $200 worth of eBay shit. It had tags on it. It had scannable labels. It was tracked. I put it into the box. Box was dead ass empty and it was closed shut. It never got scanned into the facility, and the facility was literally 10 feet away. It's unfucking believable.
Can I say something over that?
What?
If you have one of those outside mailboxes where people could actually, like let's say you don't have a property and it's just really literally outside where where they could just lift it and close it.
Yeah.
Like little can drop boxes. You gotta be careful because I witnessed firsthand a person that did that, and this isn't
like that kind of a drop box. This is like a stand up one where you just lift the lid down and throw it in, and it was already emptied out. It was all the way at the bottom.
Because I can tell you this, I saw this lady. It was she looked like she completely doesn't belong there. And she was going through. At first, she was going through people's mailbox. I didn't want to say nothing. It was a black lady, and she was going through a lot of people's mailboxes. I'm like, is that lady part a worker? I was like, kind of thinking.
You know what the sad part is? You know what the sad part is? To talk about race here for a sec. If I were to even shit talk the lady that you're referencing because of the fact that you already claimed she's black, I'd immediately be marked as a racist for just mentioning the fact that it was a black lady who did it. That's how fucking stupid the media is.
I mean, unless the people are that.
But I'm gonna say it. It was a black woman who did it. Who fucking cares?
Well, yeah. That's why the only reason I said that is because how do you say, in the community that we are, there's rarely any black people. Not that I'm saying that it's not. I'm not saying that it shouldn't be.
And a lot of people would also think that this opinion I'm going to state's highly racist, but I'm just going to state it anyway. Statistically in the United States, and it's been the same for many years, just like how there are more male gamers than female gamers, that's always been a factor. For several to a dozen years, that's always been fact.
Well, Maris, but you didn't let me finish. I was going to tell you, it was going to be really funny.
What?
It was going to be really funny. Just give me a second.
Alright, finish it.
Okay. Alright. When that happened, the lady went to my mailbox and I told her, Miss, are you a worker? Is there anything? I was really friendly. I go, are you a worker or something? Because you went through other people's mailbox. And I went through me. Oh, no, I made a mistake. She said, you made a mistake, but you went through other people's mailbox. So she had like shades and she quietly left. And mind you, like I said, I didn't call no cops or I didn't do nothing. Not to say that. And the funny thing is, I call my wife and I tell my wife, babe, there was a guy that the person was gonna steal from the mailbox, right? And I go, it was, and what do you call it? Was really the irony to it is I said what was it, babe? Do you remember what you said about when I told her that it was a black chick that was trying to jack the mail that I got? Remember I told you about that black chick that was trying to steal our mail, right? I think you said something funny over that, right? Do you remember what you said? Yeah, you remember? You remember? You said something funny. Big checks? Big welfare checks or something like that. My wife said something funny over it. I don't remember exactly, but it's like an example.
She was probably just looking for money. That's the sad part.
Yeah, yeah. Just to let anybody know out there, I'm just because I said black don't make me a racist. My wife is black. I only saying that is actually what happened. That's actually what happened. Not that I'm condoning all black people that do that. Of course not. That'd be just stupid. I'm just saying this because if something looks out of the ordinary, as an example, if I see a white woman going through people's mailboxes and there's hardly any white people around, of course you're gonna be obviously spectacle. I'm like, what's going on? It stands
Yeah.
out. You know what I mean? Not trying to say like that stands out. If I go to a like a Russian bar looking the way I am, and I just go in right there, trust me, I'm gonna stand out right away. It doesn't necessarily mean that like how do you get they might start trouble with me. They'll probably just be a little curious. But if am doing something wrong, then of course they have a reason to be upset. Am I right?
Yeah.
I mean, so see, that's what I mean, and that's what happens. That's what happens about racism is that it could also get out of context. The things you say or you do.
Oh
it
yeah.
Can be
Yeah,
yeah,
that happens all the time online. People pull that race card way too easily.
right. Let me tell you what happened, just real quick, because I know you gotta do your thing. That there was a lady. Always, this lady told me it's nothing bad. This is in the hood now. It's in the ghetto. When I go to get when I buy some food, she tell me, are you gonna use food stamps, or well, actually EBT? I go, no, I got money. I tell her, no, I got money. I'm not gonna use it. She only said that because if I use EBT, I get free bags. Okay. But what happened is in the news one time it came out that this happened to a white lady, if I remember right, told the black lady if she's gonna use some food stamps or the EBT, and she blurted out that it was a racism because why you assume that I'm in EBT because I'm black? You see what I'm talking
Yeah,
about? How
I see what you're talking about on that.
yeah, see that's the tricky part because they might not mean it. They're just saying it because they're trying to give you bags and free bags. They're not necessarily trying to say that
I mean,
you're
you
doing
already know that there's a couple people that claim I'm racist, and that's hilarious. I find
no,
it
you're not.
hilarious.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah, I'm totally the type of guy who's gonna go out into one of these fucking riots that are going on in, let's say, Rochester, New York, and start setting people on fucking fire and, shooting people of color. Yeah, I'm totally that kind of racist. Yeah, totally.
Well, it's just people
It's
that
fucking
just like
disgusting that people would say that online so casually. It's you got
no.
fucking creators saying it comedically. You have people that ignore the general racism because they're an adult and they're above getting mad over it and they're more mature about it and not giving a fuck. And then you have these sissies online that I call them snowflake racers, as I'm gonna make the terminology for the next week's stream podcast, and be like, these guys are pussies that pull the race card just for their own agenda. They can fuck off. They're too far right to even look at their own ass at that point to actually give a good indication. Yeah.
If you want to make it clear, if you want to say like if you want to make it clear, if that's the case, then I think then every one of us will be racist to some.
The whole world is racist technically. Because the reason we're all capable of racism is because we're all capable of hate.
Right. Yeah. That's true. It's like saying, I don't like this one. Better yet, I don't want to buy this box because it's bended a little bit. I want the better condition box. So I'm like, but that lady's it's an example that I said, why don't you it's still the game that's what's counting inside. No, I need my box perfect because I'm a collector. I gotta have it in good condition because I collected in pristine condition. I can't have it bent. But she might not understand and say, well, what counts is the game inside, not the box. And I see a lot of all that could come very confusing, you know what I mean? Intertwined. And say, well, you're just being biased because of this box is bended a little bit. You don't want to take the other one. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. But to go back on a statistic earlier that I wanted to mention because I got to wrap this up in like 6 minutes flat. The statistic, and this is a really racist statistic, but it's true. It has always been African American men that have caused more crime in the U.S. over the many and many years, and it's fucked up that I have to say that, but it's true. There's always a black man on TV, in Philadelphia or Camden, especially over here on the East Coast side, and they're always in the middle of robbery or local gunshot, hood violence, whatever. It's every other fucking day. Since I've been born, that's all I've seen on TV, and it's all that's statistically shown. But the moment you speak out about that, you're deemed a racist. But then when I'm looking around at all these fucking protests going around all over the world with Black Lives Matter, and you see these really heavy Antifa people that people like Data God are on Twitter, poking fun at, saying, hey, look, this guy's doing the fire dance truffle shuffle right now. He's running across the street with his shoes on fire. A part of me laughs at that, but at the same time, it's like, this wouldn't be happening if people, generally speaking, that race was just a little more friendly to the rest of their kind and everyone else. Like, I don't understand what the big fucking deal is. Yeah, a cop unfortunately killed a person. Guess what? He lost his fucking rights and shit. He got put into jail. He got put into questioning. And now, there's a whole civil rights scandal. We got people camping out in front of D.C. All chaos is loose. All because one person? But no one, years ago, when Obama was in office, not that this shit happened with George Floyd, didn't it? We never had this much of a fucking protest, right?
Yeah, you guys were kissing her in the feet.
Fucking Casey Anthony murder. There should have been more shit on that than fucking French toast on crack.
Oh.
The Casey Anthony murder. Guess what? She got off scot-free because the investigator that did the OJ case took her into custody, protective custody, changed her name, and she got multi-million dollars from the post office of the United States to do nothing for the rest of her life except paint, write a book, and kiss her own ass. Oh, and she doesn't care that her kid's dead.
Well, I mean, can I say an opinion real quick?
Go ahead. I gotta talk about the male voters though, at some point.
Real quick. Well, being that I've been, I was raised in the hood, the ghetto, and I met black people and Mexican people, Salvador people.
And they try to recruit you to do shit with them.
Well, I never put myself never to be into gangs. I was a party crew member, but never into gangs. And what I can tell you is that lots of times you could become a product of your environment because you want to survive in that scenario.
I know.
You want to be part, right? And see that, and then what happens is
a nice movie that describes what you're talking about is Gran Torino, with Clint Eastwood.
Well, I see. Well, I'm just saying is that if you're in a black community, right?
Right.
And you're doing, and you look like a nerd or like a wimp, or I'm just
you
saying,
get kicked.
Yeah, they're gonna say, dude, you ain't street enough. What the fuck,
That exact thing that you're describing happens in Gran Torino. Yeah. The kid Toad literally gets a group of his older brother and his friends in a car pull up, and they actually end up taking his tools from work, ends up kicking his ass, and tell him, look, you either join us or you're getting your ass kicked. And then they steal his money and everything. And it's like, really?
And you see, that's what I'm trying to tell you, the pressure.
That is fucking racism. Internal racism.
Well, you see, that's what happens, that a lot of the black communities, it's so hard that way that they're in a way sort of forced to be put into that position. Like, oh, you got, they be a ganger to protect themselves in the community. And this is what causes the hype of violence among that. It's with any race, but I'm just trying to give you a narrow it down why it's put out so hard like that. And you see, that's what I'm trying to say is you don't have to become a product of your environment, but the problem is that a lot of people can't move to nicer places, so they have to stick in the bottom. I hate to say this, like a bottom feeder kind of a deal. That's just being real with you, because I mean, I was in the projects and we had to survive. I mean, we had to do our own shit. I was never a gang member, but I always had to be careful if some shit happens. I remember the days that I had to protect myself. I've been shot at. I was never hurt. Thank God I was never killed. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
You know what I mean? There's things you just gotta survive. It's just that they don't let you see the other side of the spectrum over that. The media just will say, oh, a black man or a black kid killed this and did that, and they absolutely terrible. The thing is that they don't understand where they're coming from. So when you don't understand where they're coming from, you can easily label them. You see, that's what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? It's like just the same way. Like, I wouldn't know what happens in the South with white people. I don't know where they're coming from. That they might be raised in a way that they hate Mexicans or black people or not. I don't know.
Funny
Why?
enough, in 2003, a family in Texas, I remember reading, in a town in Texas, I don't know what the town was called, but a black family moved in, and they rallied. This white family next door didn't like them to the extent of rallying the entire town to chase them out and burn their house down. And it was never. They removed it from the books. They removed it online. There's no article of this thing even existing. And it's like, what the fuck? Pretty sure they got a nice insurance payment out of it, but you know, they burned their house down.
Right. But I could clearly say this, that just because you're a product of your environment, your environment doesn't give you the right to cause hurt or among others. You know what I mean?
Right.
So if someone's trying to kill you, and someone is trying to hurt you, kill you, whatever, you have the right to fight back. You know what I mean? You do have the right, no matter what race. You have the right. Someone's trying to hurt you, if someone's trying to shoot you, you shoot back.
Yeah.
An
eye for an eye.
Right. If they're trying to shoot you, don't matter what color they are.
If they're
what
threatening
race
to kill your kids, you threaten to kill their kids and do more if you gotta. Or threaten harder.
Right.
It's a matter of self-defense.
Right. The thing is, it could be weird as, like, let's say an intruder buses in my house, and let's just say in this perspective now, that let's say it was a white man, and I just killed one. I might get heated off from the any if wherever, based on wherever he comes from or any community, I might get heated off and looked as a bad person, or the news could taint me, like white, like you're a white man killer or something like that. Now you get what I mean, right?
Yeah.
They're gonna put me as some kind of a bad person, and just because I'm protecting my family and stuff. And that's the problem with it, there, Maris. That's the problem. If someone does something, you have the right to do it back. That's just it. Just because you're from the bad environment, don't mean you got the right to do bad to others.
Oh, you right. You fucking right.
And that's just the way it is.
And here's the funny thing too. If anyone ever calls you a racist right now, for especially with this podcast, you gotta understand, you're what, Hispanic?
I'm American. I'm Mexican American. I was born in America. And I don't give a fucking motherfuckers want to say. If they want to say whatever they want, they can say whatever they want. They can go fucking suck a big dick.
But your actual ethnicity is closer to Hispanic, or what, right?
Yeah. More Mexicano,
so
Mexican.
yeah, and then your wife is black. I'm white.
Yeah.
So at this point, we're having a regular peaceful conversation about race, and there's no outfighting. You know what that says right away? That none of the three of us are racist technically. Because if I was racist, I'd be like, Rudy, you're not white like me. Get the fuck out of my podcast right now. I would be off the fucking walls. I would be off the fucking walls. Extreme racist, extreme fucked up. I would be pissed. But no, I'm not. It's funnier though that I did that. I wouldn't have done that, but that was funny. Because I'm pointing fun at it. I don't give a shit for it. I'm above it.
I call what I consider racist is a person that looks at you with murder.
Oh yeah.
Looks at you with, that's what I consider murder. What they call the murder eye. Like they look at you, they want to hurt you or kill you. Those are considered what I call racist. You could talk from your mouth and say, you might say the wrong things, and stuff like that. The talking is talking, but doing something is something else. The action speaks, like they said, action speaks louder than words. So. You could say shit as long as you don't do something crazy. That's different, That's what I'm saying. Yeah, cause see, look, my son, he's half black.
Yeah.
And I love him dearly. I don't even care that he's black. I love my son. I like his features. That he's a little different, from because of course he's mixed with my wife. So he has my wife's features and he has my.
He's that chocolate caramel baby that actually loves you.
Yeah, and I love him dearly. I love him dearly. And I wouldn't care if he was black, Asian, or whatever. He could be mixed with anything. Matter of fact, I don't care how he comes out. It's the love of your own. You know what I mean? Of your son or your friend. You know what I mean? My wife, she had her best friends. Now, mind you, my wife's best friends were white people, and she told me that they looked at her like she's trying to be white. My wife told me that she has so much problems.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. What? Where? Hold on. Stop.
All right.
Where do these white girls reside at? What state? What country? Where were they?
This was in Florida, but we're in Florida.
In
Won't
Florida.
tell you.
In Florida. What year was
Like-
this?
She could tell you. Come on, what year was it? Remember? The ones that tell you acted too.
I need to understand what kind of white woman and what year it was.
Where? I was in middle school. Oh, she said she was in middle school. Okay, where at in middle school? Where at? Yeah, what
No.
grade?
What year? Like,
What year? Oh,
I'm gonna assume like 2009.
when was it? She'll tell you.
Actually, probably older than that. Fuck.
She says 1990. 1990.
You know, I could see women doing that in that year.
Well, I was making fun of you. Was they tell you that you was acting white, right? Because the way you were talking, right?
Well, I don't talk like they do. They say, why you talk so proper? Why you talk white? They say I talk white.
You told me they say you talk white.
They say I talk white.
Oh, they did say you talk
They
white.
call me an Oreo.
An Oreo?
Like, did they expect you to talk like a gangster or something? Like, what the fuck?
What they expecting her to talk street, you know, on the street.
Oh God.
Yeah, my wife will not. What they expect you to say? What's up, bitch? What's up, hood rat? And they talk bad like that. I mean, in the streets, that's how they say hello. I'm not lying to you.
Yeah, I know. I hear that talk. Okay, I heard that the last time I heard talk like that was probably like 2013. People, I haven't heard any talk like that in a long while now. But you know, in these fucking protests, however, I'll probably hear it if I walk out on one of them though. But I don't want to go to one of these protests. I don't want to be like one of these news reporters going out there because it's a fucking monkey shit show.
Tell them then, babe. She's saying it was the women that she had her problems with.
The girls picked on you. The guys liked it.
Oh, the guys liked it.
Yeah. I was hated on by the girls.
That's fucking weird.
I just thought it was sexy.
The guys thought it was sexy? Oh, that you was talking like Pritzy or something?
Then I talked. They called
Oh, let's say Pritzy. Like, you know, like...
I said, why you talk proper? She sound like a white girl.
No, just say that your mom raised you not to say cuss words.
You trying, you say you think you white.
You were mentioning your ex on here, Claire? What's wrong with you? Yeah, you're not... Well,
Yeah, I have more than one ex.
oh, all right.
I'm not mentioning his name.
Yeah, don't mention names, Claire. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, it's just that my wife was not raised to speak in the street. Even my wife, you know, it's like, sometimes I kind of, like, when we talk, we make jokes, my wife says, stop being street, you know, because I just like to mess around sometimes. And that's it. That's what happens. But yeah, see what I mean, Maris? See what I'm saying?
My mom,
Yeah.
Her mom was a Christian?
my mom was a Christian.
Your mom's.
You did not say cuss words or anything. You couldn't even, that was certain other
She's
words.
your mom has the heaviest accent in the world.
So the only other thing that I wanted to drop on was the mailing voters that were halted by Trump's attorney general appointed for the postmaster. I'm only gonna briefly talk for this, only 2 sentences, because I'm actually gonna beat and we're over our timestamp. Because I was also before this, I was talking to Warfare and I was drinking a latte because I should have drank that before my stream, but I needed the energy. Because I got a long game to play ahead of me tonight on some Final Fantasy. But I don't think that people have any fucking right to be getting tilted and pissed at the attorney postmaster that Trump has put in place. And for whatever reason, the only reason I would be mad and against it is if it halted not New Jersey necessarily, but if it halted the United States' ability to send shit through eBay, Amazon, and all that stuff. If it halted that, I would be fucking pissed, and I'd be going after Trump. That's the only stance that I have against all it, and it hasn't happened. I can still send mail, I can still receive mail. Pretty much the same way. The only thing that I can't give Trump any shit for is Japan Post, because he's not the president of fucking Japan. You know, like, he can only control what comes in as soon as it's here, and at that point, it comes directly to me. I get it on time. I haven't gotten anything late. I do have this post office that's in a town up north from me that it takes a while for them to ship anything out, but they've always had problems. They're short-handed. That's understandable, warehouses being short-handed right now. What isn't understandable are all these fucking yuppies on Twitter trying to sign a thing to throw the fucking postmaster out of, office. Fuck off with you. Let people do their jobs. Where did these people get off, and where are their jobs at, man? They lose them because COVID shut everything down? Stop going after the fucking people trying to orchestrate out money in, medicine and claim, oh, they're slowing and preventing medicine. I haven't seen that kind of shit. My mother gets prescribed B12 shots. She's getting her medication on time through the mail. Like, what the fuck? It's, well, not medicine, but, like, prescriptions in the mail. She's getting her prescriptions on time. None's late. Where the fuck is all this trash propaganda coming from? It's coming from people that are unemployed yuppies that don't want to fucking go back to work. They want to promote more hate. They want to promote more people getting thrown out from their jobs because they don't want to go back to work. They don't want to have to pay taxes. They don't want to get money. They just want to keep collecting money off the government. And guess what? At the end of all this, our national debt in the United States is easily going to fucking triple fold. We're going to be so much in fucking debt that it would take us another 300 years to get out. And that's if we've had a clean fucking slate for 300 years. And I don't see that happening. I really don't. We're just fucked. We're fucked unless we can cut the debt in half. Multiple times. And I don't even think that we have the funds to do that. I really don't. You know what I mean by cut the debt in half by, like, means of taking it to Congress and saying, hey, look, we need to get rid of this number. I was talking about the national debt. But that's a whole nother fucking ballpark and a whole nother podcast in itself. I'm going to end episode 9 here because it's already fucking an hour and 11 minutes, almost 12 minutes in. But, yeah, the next week is going to be episode 10, and it's going to be about the same topic that you were just talking about, Rudy. The simplicity of pulling the race card and how, the N-word and all other words and slurs under the book has been used in comedic sense, but without defining the person as a racist.
About that.
What?
Yeah. No. You're right with what you said in a comedic sense, because how does it give immunity to a comedian that's not black to say the N-word? It's okay for them to say that. So I would like to know definitely about that.
Oh, there is no reason. It's just that they don't care. But it doesn't make them racist either, because they're not ignoring history. They're acknowledging the sensitivity of a word. It's wordplay. It's hilarious.
You saw what happened? Was that in Seinfeld? No, not Seinfeld. Was it Seinfeld? One of the guys, he said the N-word and he got eliminated as a comedian in the show.
I think that I heard something like that, but then you got to remember it was one of the actors was making fun of gays, and then you're like, for the rest of the episode, they're like, not that there's anything wrong with that. The whole fucking rest of the episode was, I think it was either Friends or it might have been Seinfeld or Friends. I can't remember on hand, but was it Seinfeld or Friends?
I don't know. I just know it was
No, it was Seinfeld. It was Seinfeld.
Yeah, that one guy, forgot his name, but with the hair that looks like Beacon World guy. What? What's his name? Yeah, that guy. Remember the one he said the N-word and he got all crazy. I think he must have been high or something and he slipped.
Soup? Was it the soup? Was it the soup Nazi?
Yeah, maybe.
I love the soup Nazi on the fucking Seinfeld. Loved him. The guy was hilarious. Don't even care that his name was Soup Nazi. He was hilarious.
I don't know.
Hold on. Let me send you a clip of the Soup Nazi. The guy's amazing.
Okay, let me see it.
Let me see here.
He
looks like Bull Rat a little bit. Maybe it was this guy. Hang on. He's referenced pretty much everywhere I go. He might have been the one who got kicked off. I'll put it in general.
Okay, let me see.
God, her fucking buck teeth are large. Jesus.
Oh, it's Soup not me. Okay, let's see. He's not there though. It's that guy with the beakman looking hair. Let me see. I'm foreign. It's that other. Is that him? No, maybe No, I don't see him. It's that other guy. No, this was different. I mean. Is he there?
But the fact that his name was the Soup Nazi pissed people off and upset them. That's what I don't get. Like, why are you getting upset that his name is Soup Nazi? It's funny. It's fucking funny. I don't see why it's not funny. He's an asshole in his shop. He is strict as shit like a German soldier Nazi. What's the big deal? Soup Nazi, perfect nickname. But anyway, it's been an hour and 15. I can't let this podcast keep going because I'd like to keep them under